Sports, and this is the scene at sold-out Everbank Stadium in downtown Jacksonville. Today, it all starts the first of 6 on this Super Wild Card weekend, as it'll be the Miami Dolphins taking on the Jacksonville Jaguars. It's the first of 6 games here on Super Wild Card Weekend, and we are underway on EA Sports. Now a crease here as he's past the 30. And they got to be pleased with this. He brings it all the way up to the 40-yard line.
In the course of the game, we focus on the offense and the defense, and we give lip service to the special teams. It's way bigger than that. The third phase of any football team, and special teams provided the spark to begin this game.
They'll run. This is Tootin. And he stopped immediately there. They'll wind up getting a yard on the game's first play at 2nd down.
Oh, there's plenty of traffic waiting for him up the middle. But give him credit, he tried barreling through anyway. They're fortunate to get a yard out of that one.
Now we're at the 41, 2nd and 9.
Hey, Soko. What you got?
And they'll keep leaning on the running game. Back to the ground. And some nifty running here as he'll take this across midfield and down to the 47. That one good for a gain of 13 for Jacksonville and a first down.
Good running right there. And this is a man who's a 1,000-yard rusher in the regular season, so you know he's going to get his chances. And he picks up nice yardage on that one.
Let's go.
On first down, they'll go to the ground attack. And this time they were waiting for him as he'll be knocked down before he can get back to the line of scrimmage. That really sets him back. A loss of 6. Tough spot looking at 2nd and 16 here after the big loss.
Hey, go.
Here's Lawrence. That's complete. It's Brian Thomas. And he'll get it inside the 40 to the 39. They get 14 back, but it leads now to a 3rd down.
Ran a perfect defense in this situation. Would have meant that there was an incompletion. They would have picked it off. Okay, so they gave up the completion. But I really enjoyed watching how the defense stayed in sync, stayed in great communication. And as he dragged across each zone, you see him pointing, communicating. There he is, and they passed him off to each defender. Ended up making a nice play, even though it was complete.
And they're getting him involved early.
You feel like they saw something on tape, or they just have a sense with him because he's had a good week of practice or something in that area. But they want him involved, just as you said. They want him to touch it either in the running game or the passing game, and they must like the matchups they're getting.
They'll lose a yard there, and it's 2nd and 11.
They have 3 tight ends in that formation. That's almost a universal sign that they're planning to run the football. But how about the defense there? They met force with force and caused a stack up behind the line of scrimmage and threw him for a loss.
Out of the gun, it's Lawrence. And that'll fall incomplete. He was hit just as he let that go. And now it's 3rd down.
Partner, what we're seeing so far is the defense is certainly coordinated. Both levels doing their jobs in tandem. The back helping the front helping the back. The pressure got home on that last play and forced him to try and throw through contact and short of the sticks.
And this pass broken up. And the contact well-timed there, and now 4th down.
One thing you hope to see out of a rookie tight end is a real concentration when the ball's in the air, and I'm not sure that he didn't, but he has to be prepared for people making a play on it when that ball's up for grabs.
And this one is right through. Every possession in the postseason magnified, and look, it's just the opening drive. They didn't get the touchdown. least they got on the board.
They got on the board. They've got their home crowd into it as well. And remember, in the playoffs, the game slows down a little bit, so every point is precious.
Here's the Jaguar kick team now as they run up and send this one away. Able to slither by. And they will wrangle it down a couple yards shy of the 30. Looking to put a drive together. On the ground, this is Devon Achane. And to the 36-yard line, taken down there after getting 8 yards.
A nice run here early on. It doesn't take a great play call to realize you want to establish a guy of his caliber who runs like this early because they'll pay dividends as the game progresses.
Ball on the 36 now. Here's second down and 2. Now a shotgun snap as they'll look to throw. And he's got his man in stride, complete. And he's able to get this to the 40-yard line before he's out of bounds. First catch of this wild card game for a 1,000-yard receiver in the regular season. He's got a first down, too. Out of the gun, here's a give to Achane. And somehow he's going to get a yard out of this as he fought through that first contact. And it's second down.
You've got to be impressed by that defensive front on reps like those. They were not being moved off the line, kept their shoulders square, and gave their teammates time to fight to the ball and limit that gain.
Here's second and 8. And that's going to be incomplete. And he's certainly not a guy that drops that football very often.
Indeed, because that's a bit of a surprise. I know he's in the middle of some traffic and people, bodies all around him, but he usually has the focus to haul that one in.
They'll need to get it to the 30 for a first. This is third down. They're going to look to throw. And at the 7-yard line, the catch is made. And he gets it all the way down inside the 10 and mark him at the 5.
A very early momentum changer there. Actually a dream killer for the defense because they forced a third down. Felt like they had a good chance to get off the field defensively, and then they got hit with that big play.
And this is going to result in losing yardage. They're driven back to the 8-yard line. Call it a full 3 yards in the wrong direction there. Brings up second down. He'll look to throw. And that is caught. Touchdown, Miami. Jimmy Horn Jr., a 7-yard touchdown grab. And the Dolphins are able to answer the early 3 points and take a first-quarter lead. Extra point up and good by Sanders. And that makes it a 7-3 lead. It across the 20 as his guys will set up shop at the 23-yard line. Jaguars come to the line to start their next drive. And after the field goal last time, we'll see what they can get here. At least they got points out of the last drive, Charles.
I never met an offensive coach that didn't want to drive to end with a kick. Most of them want to end with a PAT, right? In this case, a field goal, they'll take it. Way better than the alternative, which is a punt.
Yeah, but you met fan bases that wanted that, that weren't happy with that field goal.
I haven't met a fan base yet that wants to drive to end with a kick, other than the extra point. That's it.
Yeah, that's good for a gain of 6, and it'll be second down. We've seen quite a bit of the short passing game here early on for
first quarter, haven't we?
We have, and I think it works a couple of ways for this team because, number one, you throw the short game until they stop it. And if they're not going to stop it, you keep throwing it, and occasionally you'll break a tackle and turn it into a bigger game. Also, if they start to creep up, start to pressure receivers, now you go over the top, take it deep, now you get some of those big shots downfield.
And he'll be taken down at the 44-yard line. 10 yards there, good enough for a Jags first down. Solid running there. And, CD, we hear so much about what it takes to win in the playoffs. Most people like to include having a strong running game in their assessment. And with this man in the backfield, this group has a strong running game without a doubt.
Oh, I absolutely agree with you there because in terms of yardage, he's a top 5 running back in the league. And in terms of impact on a game, not many better than him. And when they're flowing and he's carrying the ball consistently, they're tough to beat.
Here's 2nd and 10. Now Lawrence to throw. Wide open receiver complete. That'll leave them with a 3rd and 2 coming up. They got 8 yards there.
Let's not quibble about the gain there on 2nd down. That was a positive play because that was a take-what-you-can-get situation. Got out to the tight end. Now it gives them a much better opportunity to convert on 3rd down.
3rd and 2.
Hey, easy. Ralph. Hey, Soko. Go.
From the gun, it's Lawrence. Able to find the open man. That's complete. And he gets this one inside the 15, just a yard or 2 shy of the 10. They had to settle for 3 last drive, hoping this second go-around ends in 6. In good position, 1st and 10. From the shotgun, Lawrence. And that is incomplete. Now the coverage a little too good there, and it's 2nd down.
Once you get into the red zone, space is at a premium for receivers to try and operate and shake themselves free. That one's incomplete.
Now it's 2nd and 10.
Red on red. Hey, son. Silver.
A snap to Lawrence as he taps this forward. Shouting through the defense. And a great job there to read that one defensively. They strung him out, would not allow him to cut upfield. They get 6. That'll leave them with 3rd and 4.
On red. Hey, Soko.
Throwing again here. It's Lawrence. Oh, tries to force it in, and it's intercepted. And the Dolphins are going to have the football at their own 1-yard line. The Dolphins at the line ready for their next drive. But the good news for them, they got the football. The bad news, they have to go 99 yards here as they start this drive out on their own 1-yard line. Oh, that's into a double team, and it's intercepted. And he will bring it back to the 4-yard line. He's had a fantastic rookie season, made a lot of lovely throws, but that wasn't one of them.
Well, we got to give him one, don't we? I mean, with the year he's having, a lot easier for he and his teammates to accept that throw because for the most part, what they've seen, it's been pretty sensational.
Tootin is going to go backwards. He'll lose yardage back to the 5. After one, 7-3 the score on EA Sports.
At the 5-yard line.
Second quarter now from Jacksonville, and it's the Jags with the football. As they come up now, 2nd and goal. They'll come out in the pistol.
Hey, son. Hey, kill. Here we go, son.
Off the play fake, here's Lawrence. And he's got it. Only 3 yards there on the completion. That'll lead to a 3rd and goal.
Well, offensively, that's the mismatch that you want. You want to force a linebacker to try and cover your back out of the backfield, out in some open space. But linebackers nowadays, they run like backs, and they take a lot of pride in covering. What a nice play he made there in the open field.
Well, they hit him in the backfield, and he will not escape. And that is not going to get it done. Now the Dolphins going to burn the first of their timeouts. So as they talk it over, we step aside. And no hesitation about this decision here. Confidently, they're going to go for this. 4th and goal from the 3. And it's intercepted at the goal line. Picked up by Minka Fitzpatrick. And the Dolphins are going to get the football here as the ball will come out to the 20. First down Miami as they get set to start the drive. And for this offense, Charles, you got to think kind of crucial here to put something together on this drive because remember last time out they threw the interception on the very first play.
And you can't afford to let this defense keep building any more momentum. They're playing awfully well and they're awfully confident right now. To me, it's time to attack and take some of that momentum back. But make sure you're selective in doing so. Understand where you want to throw the football and make sure it's open before the ball leaves your hands.
Right back to Achane on second down.
Looking for a seam, but finding none. He'll get back to the line of scrimmage, and that's it. Officially, it's no gain on the play, and they'll remain a few inches shy of a first with 3rd down looming. On 3rd and short, they'll try and pick it up through the air.
He's got his target. That's complete. And he is going to have the Dolphins first down as they're able to move the sticks with a gain of 4 on 3rd and inches.
From the 34 now, here's 1st and 10.
Not liking the look. They'll change the play.
They'll look to throw here on 1st down. And it's a short one here, complete to his tight end.
And he'll be taken down, but not before he works it past the 50. That one good for 20 on the catch and run.
So many times in my career, I've heard coaches talk about completions are one thing. As long as we're there at the catch and we get guys on the ground, we can live with that. If you're going to give up 10, 12, 15 yards after the catch, then your defense is going to be in a lot of trouble.
So in Jacksonville territory now. Here's a 1st and 10 at the 46. Achane gets it from the gun.
Credit him with a 1-yard gain there to make it 2nd and 9.
That felt like a trap because it looked to me like the opposing front was on that play from the get-go. They had everyone crashing the ball carrier before he even made the line, and they hold him to just a yard.
Second and 9 from the 44.
Back to throw.
And that'll be off the mark, too far out in front, and it's incomplete.
The coverage keyed in on him since that last completion his way. He earned a little more attention on that route, and that made it a lot tougher to get a clean throw his way.
And now on 3rd down, they'll need to get it to the 36 to pick up the first. Back to throw here.
And that's going to be incomplete. The contact there enough to jar that ball free, and it brings up 4th down.
Well, no one likes to see that drop, but I'll guarantee it's not going to stop his quarterback from going back to him anytime he has open space.
On 4th down, the punt team is on as this is sent away.
The Jaguars take over 1st down.
The Jacksonville offense set to begin their next drive.
They are looking to make a bit of a 180. They are sputtering right now.
And frankly, I think it's time to call your playmakers together and say, all right, guys, we're going to lean on you through this patch. We need you to get us back on track and get us going in the right direction. So you're calling plays geared to them. Not necessarily what you look at your plays, oh, this hurts the defense. I want the ball in the hands of X, Y, and Z and see if we can move forward.
So don't get too cute. Go to the playmakers. First play of the drive goes the wrong way. Here's 2nd and 12.
Hey, run! Done. They started hunt.
Lawrence. Over the middle, complete. It's Thomas. This will be a short gain of 3 before he's brought down at the 22.
That's a gain of 4. Brings up 3rd and 8.
The Jaguars on 3rd down. 2 for 5 to this point. This is 3rd and 8.
On red. Hey, tomato. Done.
Lawrence will throw. And the Dolphins rush gets home. Down he goes. Jalen Phillips drops him for a loss of 10. And it's going to be 4th and long. On 4th down, on is Logan Cook to punt. Taken from just outside the 30. A pretty good punt there, but also a nice return of 12 yards. And it'll be Dolphin football. The Dolphins at the line ready for their next drive. As we eke closer and closer to intermission, Charles, remember last time out they punted. They would love to get points here, especially if this is going to be their final possession of the first half.
Yeah, and this is what close games feel like because the pressure is on both sides, but sometimes the pressure is a little bit higher on the team with a slight edge because they're trying to hold on to that, trying to increase it. Let's see how this one continues. Well, sometimes you just have to give credit to the defense. Great job there at the point of attack, holding up. They won their battles at the line of scrimmage, left him no space to try and run. A really nice job swarming to the ball carrier.
Now 2nd and 9.
Let's go. 79. 65.
They'll drop the throw. Open net is Waddle, complete. A short completion, just 4 yards. And it brings up 3rd and 5 now.
Brings up 3rd and
5. They don't need to run another play here before the 2-minute warning. Let's see if they do it anyway. They'll look to throw. Work in the middle of the field, and he's got a man complete. And he is going to have the Dolphins first down as they're able to get the 3rd down conversion. Up the middle, here's Edwards. And he is met in his tracks behind the line of scrimmage. Officially, it's a 1-yard loss. That's going to bring up 2nd and 11.
Have to give credit for a nice play there, but also have to look at it as a blown assignment. He became a free runner that turned into a free hitter.
Here we go. 7 Pirates. 18 Cardinals. 18 Rebels. 18 Pioneers.
2nd and 11. It's a short one here, complete to the tight end. And he's going to have another first down as the tackle's made at the Jaguars' 18. A new set of downs after a strong pickup of 16 yards. So from inside the 20, here's 1st and 10 at the 18. Out of the gun, they'll look to throw. This one swung out to Montgomery. And all the way to the 2-yard line there before crossing over out of bounds. 16 yards, a little deja vu from the previous play where they got 16. 2 big plays in succession. Not sure this D knows what hit him, but now they got to get ready. It's 1st and goal. Got a man and he hits him in stride. Touchdown! A 2-yard touchdown grab. And the Dolphins are able to widen their advantage. Sanders now to add the extra point. And this one's right through to make it a 14-3 ball game. Now after the touchdown, ready to kick it away is Sanders. And he returns this to the 22. Jaguars come to the line to start their next drive as they take over with exactly 1 minute to go here before intermission.
Hey, here we go. Hey, two-footer. Silver.
On play action, Lawrence. Throw right side taken in by Wallace. And he's able to get this one up to his 30 before he's out of bounds. That'll give him 8 that time, and it'll be 2nd and a couple.
Hey, Lion. Hey, son.
Now Lawrence. And that is incomplete. Fair to say, hasn't been his best game throwing the football, but also not getting a lot of help out there either.
Yeah, you nailed it pretty well, you know. He's got to throw it better. Got to get more help. Obviously one that should have been caught. They've got to find a way to bring those 2 elements together so they can make some progress in this one.
Looking to throw, Lawrence. Pass taken in by his big tight end. The Jaguars going to go ahead and use their first timeout as the clock stops here with 46 seconds remaining in the first half. A 1st and 10 here, and you know, if they could just get 3 out of this, something about whittling it to a 1-score game at half that might provide a psychological boost. Quick throw there is incomplete.
This is a half with not just the coverage, but the entire defense is setting the tone in this game.
Second and 10.
Go, let's go. Fred on red. This side. Here we go.
Now Lawrence. Over the middle, it's Thomas. And they'll get him down as he's inside the 40. 17 yards on the catch and run. It's a 1st down.
And that's a more than acceptable read right there because it's zone coverage, so timing is everything. This time he waits for his man to come open, puts it right on him, and they pick up a 1st down.
Here's Lawrence. Thomas brings it in. Now the Jags will use the 2nd of their timeouts as they'll stop it with 13 seconds to play in half number 1. This offense finding its legs now. Here's another 1st and 10.
Hey, zip, 11. Hey, kill. Here we go.
Here's Lawrence to throw. For the end zone, but that's going to wind up incomplete.
As his old brain remembers, when I see 5 wide receivers on the field as a defender, I know the ball's coming out high. They expected it and got there and popped it free.
So after the incompletion on 1st, now
Ryan.
2nd and 10.
Turn, this is hot. Go. 11.
Out of the gun, it's Lawrence. Nowhere to go here. He lost the football. And this ball recovered by the offense. But remember, they cannot advance it here in the final 2 minutes of the half. So this will be blown dead, and it'll come back to the spot of the fumble. So possession still theirs, but now they face a third down.
All right, let's go.
Final play of the half. It's Lawrence.
And this will be incomplete. 1 second left to go.
And I think they'd be well served to take that type of a physical approach against him the rest of the game. He's had his way so far, but on that last one, that worked quite well for the defense.
53-yard attempt.
And this will split the uprights. It's right down the middle. And that will do it for this first half.
And that'll do it for the end of the second quarter. This is the NFL, and it's on EA Sports. Both teams trying to avoid being one and done in these playoffs as we start the second half of this AFC wildcard game. And he won't quite make it to the 25. First down Miami as they get set to start the drive. And they've been the better of the two teams through 2 quarters of play, much to the chagrin of this home crowd.
Yeah, this score is a surprise to a lot of folks at home, although not to my dad. He predicted the visitors would win. And maybe to the folks in the stadium. But you know who is not a surprise to, partner? This team with the football. They were very confident coming in.
So in Jacksonville territory now. Here's a 1st and 10 at the 34.
It's a short one here, complete to his tight end. It'll go as a gain of 4. And that's going to bring up 2nd down.
Completion was given up, but that's why you play zone defense, so that you can have people around the ball when it's caught, and you don't give up much run after the catch.
2nd down and 6 now.
Let's go now.
From the gun, they go to Edwards. And he went nowhere. Well, he went backwards, back to the 33. He'll wind up losing 3. And now it's 3rd down.
And plays like that are exactly what this defense needs here early in the second half to give it a little spark. I think their halftime adjustments, what they talked about, maybe it's just a little inspirational speech. Who knows? But looks like they're ready to go.
Over the middle, it's complete. And he's going to have another 1st down as the tackle's made at the Jaguars' 15-yard line. 18 big yards on that one, and a Miami first.
And that's well executed there on 3rd down, and I love the confidence that they had to let their tight end try and find some space in the middle of the field, right in their quarterback's line of vision. And QBs love to make that easy throw, and they hooked up there for a 1st down.
And they get to him quickly here as he stopped right around the 13. And the safety, Trayvon Merrick, up to make the play defensively. Here's a 2nd and 8. Off the play fake, he'll look to throw. Rush coming, and he's taken down. Nick Bosa coming right up the gut, gets in there for a loss of 9.
3rd and long.
Seventh play of this drive coming up, but a long way to go on 3rd down. He'll look to throw. And he is caught. And it will touch him down, but not before he gets the first. His first catch, and it's a pretty big one. They get the conversion on 3rd down.
Well, so much for holding them to a field goal. The pressure they got home on the previous play didn't hear, and that bought their quarterback some time to find a receiver, and it sets up a 1st and goal.
Montgomery will score. Touchdown, Miami.
And maybe that's the magic touch right there. They didn't use him at all in the first half, at least running the football. But here they entrust him with some work down in the red zone, and he responds. 1 carry, 1 touchdown.
Extra point up and good by Sanders. And the lead is up to 15 now. Now after the touchdown, ready to kick it away is Sanders. Oh, a dangerous return man showing it here. And able to break this out all the way to the 38-yard line. Great return. The Jacksonville offense set to begin their next drive. Well, the opposition laid down the challenge and opening drive touchdown here to start the second half. And, Charles, now you feel like this group needs to get an answer because this all of a sudden is a two-score game.
Yeah, you're right about that. What was a small, manageable spread to overcome, a little bit more daunting now. I think you're exactly right. Pressure is on because you don't want them getting the ball back with a chance to really extend this lead out.
Second down at 6 now from the 42.
Rip, 23. Hey, son.
They go play action now. Lawrence. Got a man, that's Hunter. And he's going to be taken down right at the line. This offense in desperate need of a conversion as they come up on third down. Now Lawrence to throw. Able to find the open man. That's complete. And he will have a Jaguars first down. They needed 5 there on third down. He winds up getting 7.
Jaguars first down.
Hey, lock, go.
First and 10 at the 50-yard line.
From midfield now, Lawrence. Looking long for Thomas. That's going to be knocked away and incomplete.
I certainly like the idea. You're down on their side of the field. Get your big play guy involved. That time, they put one up for him to see if he can pull it down in the end zone. But the coverage was good, and it winds up incomplete.
Well, that'll be incomplete. Well, it took a shot as he let that go. And it's going to bring up a third down.
We just saw another example of really good defensive football, which has led to the cushion that they have in this game. Got to him once again, knocked him on the ground, forced an incompletion.
Yeah, they've set the tone. It's one thing to set the tone, another to come in here on the road and set the tone. Got his man complete over the middle. It's Wallace. And he's got another first down as he's brought down at the Dolphins' 37. A third down conversion with a strong gain of 14. Line of scrimmage, the 37 on first and 10.
Easy, Ralph. Hey, attention, touch. Silver.
On first down, they'll go to the ground attack. A loss of a full 3 yards, and now it's second down.
This defense is just flat getting after it. They have not given up much of anything in the run game. Case in point right there.
So maybe just a momentary setback on what's been a great drive so far, but second and 13 here.
Soga, hot.
Operating from the gun, Lawrence. And that falls to the ground, incomplete. A nice job of bodying him up defensively, and now it brings up third down.
At this point in the game, and the situation they're in, partner, these incompletions that we're seeing, they need to turn into positive snaps, and soon.
Go. 30 left.
Now on third and long, they'll look to throw. And it's incomplete. Took a shot, couldn't connect.
They converted twice on third down that drive already, but couldn't make it a third. We always talk about in-game adjustments. How about what the defense did there, able to shut them down on that attempt.
And this is going to wind up left. Well struck, but it's no good, and the deficit will hold at 15.
Well, Brandon, anything beyond 50, you start rolling the dice a bit. And once you get up around 57, 58 yards, the chances of making it go down dramatically. And sure enough, this one winds up no good.
They'll run with Edwards here to begin the drive. And he'll get what he can up the middle. 3 yards. That'll bring up second down.
Yeah, I don't know if it's exactly a win-win, but if you're on offense, you'll take that kind of a run, all right? It was kind of stacked up, found a little bit of yardage, and frankly, they're pretty close to staying on schedule on offense. The playbook is still open for the coordinator.
Here's 2nd and 7.
Let's go. 18 Cardinal, 18 Cardinal. 79 Broncos.
From the midfield strike, they'll look to throw. He's going to let this one go deep.
Oh, the turnover fest continues. Here's another interception. And the Jaguars are going to get this back to their own 34-yard line. They've got a pretty comfortable lead right now, but maybe a little too careless with the football that time for the rookie.
I think the key word there is comfortable. And there's 2 schools of thought on it. With that type of a lead, maybe you can take a few more chances because you have a cushion. Others will tell you, don't eat up the cushion with careless play. He'll learn to ride that line as he moves on in his career.
Hey, kill.
Play action. It's Lawrence. And that one drops down, incomplete. Good coverage there. Forced the ball free, and it's second down.
It leads to 2nd and 10.
Decent 20, think right open. This is hot.
Lawrence.
And he's got his man in stride, complete.
Following the play now, they're going to stop the clock here as a man is shaken up. The medical staff is going to come out here and take a look, and we will take a short break.
This offense in desperate need of a conversion as they come up on 3rd down.
From the gun, it's Lawrence. He's got his target. That's complete. Still going inside the 20. Touchdown, Jaguars. Brian Thomas, 59 yards. And the Jaguars are able to make some inroads here to that deficit.
Well, they had their chances in the first half, you remember, but had to settle for 2 field goals. This time they come away with 6.
I think they actually got affirmation about what they were doing by getting a touchdown because the field goals means they got in range but couldn't quite finish it off. This time, they broke through, and that's great for the old confidence.
And on the sideline, difference of a feeling between 3 and 6, is it astronomical or no?
It can be at times, that's for sure. A lot of times the field goal feels like a disappointment. The touchdown, well, that tells you you're getting it done.
And not much happening on the return as he'll get this to about the 23. The Dolphins at the line ready for their next drive. Pretty important 3rd quarter drive for them. Momentum has sort of shifted the other direction after that last touchdown as they nurse this small lead.
And he'll be corralled right around the 34. A gain of 11 to kick off the drive, and it's a quick 1st down.
It's a nice completion, a little bit of run after catch as well to create the yardage that they got. But it is so tough to cover that route, the drag route, because they run it at varying speeds. Because the key is to create hesitancy on the defender's part.
Always so empathetic for those DBs, aren't you? Call it no gain on the play, and it'll be 2nd down.
At the 34-yard line.
Now back to throw. Looking left side, he's got it, complete. And he'll be out of bounds after getting this one across the 40. They get 7 out of that, so they're left with a 3rd and 3. They'll drop to throw. And he's got his favorite target yet again. It's complete. 7 catches for him now, and this last one, a 1st down.
And that one was a lot of fun right there because that was the game within the game. 3rd and short, blitz was on. What's the key for the quarterback? Get out of your hands in a hurry. And that was a quick little completion. Got the job done for a first down.
And a good push there defensively as they stop him at the 48. A gain of just 1. One quarter remains for the right to survive round 1 here in the AFC. We'll return with more after this break. You're watching the NFL on EA Sports. From the 48-yard line, here's the 2nd and 8. He'll look to throw. He'll let this go deep for Waddle. And this is caught. And all the way in for a Miami touchdown. Jalen Waddle, 51 yards. And the Dolphins use the big play to extend their 4th quarter lead. Extra point up and good by Sanders. And the lead is up to 15 now. Now after the touchdown, ready to kick it away is Sanders. And he had no room to run as he's tackled down inside the 20. Jaguars come to the line to start their next drive. They are most likely staring at a cold end to their season here in this wild card round. Nothing has gone right so far, and they are, to be frank, in desperation mode now as they begin with a 1st and 10. Down he goes at the 23, a pickup of 4. One thing I think that's safe to say defensively, the tackling's been really good.
And because of that, it's been very, very hard for them to move the ball because you're not getting the benefits of run after catch. They tackle them almost on the spot. That means you have to run extra plays, harder to move it.
From the 23, here's the 2nd and 5. Lawrence will throw. That is caught by Hunter. Look at this, middle of the field, a breakaway. And he will get this into the end zone for a Jaguar touchdown. Travis Hunter, 77 yards. And the Jaguars get a bit closer. And now in a 9-point game, they'll still just need to go for 1 here. And it's good, so that will get them back within 1 score. So the celebration in the end zone, but meanwhile, we do have an injured player. The kickoff unit is out on the field, and they will send this one away. Oh, good return up past the 30. And a nice return, but he's going to pay for it as they knock him down hard at the end. First down Miami as they get set to start the drive. And this a very important drive leading in the 4th quarter of this wild card game. But this one far from over as they start out here 1st down. And that one goes incomplete. They tried something out of the bag of tricks, but it's incomplete and now 2nd down. They'll look to throw. From the left side, it's complete. Down the left sideline. And he'll take this into the end zone for a Dolphins touchdown. A big play there. with his second touchdown of the afternoon. And the Dolphins have opened up a 2-touchdown lead here in this fourth quarter. They talked about stringing together some explosive plays here in the playoffs. That was a pretty explosive play.
It certainly was. And if you're going to win on the road, it certainly helps to have big playability in your hip pocket, doesn't it?
Now after the touchdown, ready to kick it away is Sanders. And they'll start this drive just across the 30. Pretty nice work on the return.
At their own 31-yard line.
The Jacksonville offense set to begin their next drive. This drive here beginning probably with a pair of motivated groups. Remember, the offense scored a touchdown on their last time out, looking to repeat that in Charles's defense. They were very frustrated after giving up 6 the last time on the field.
And frankly, it's just a battle of wills in a lot of ways because you know they're both motivated, they both game plan for this drive, and they both have specific outcomes in mind. To me, it just comes down to who can execute better and which side can step up and assert its will over the other.
Go, let's go. Hey, Soko.
Throwing again on 2nd and 10. Lawrence on the throw, led him too much that time. It's incomplete.
Give it big credit for his coverage right there because when he saw the route break deep, he stayed in position to prevent a completion while avoiding any risk of a flag.
Center. Zach. Here we go.
From the gun on 3rd down, Lawrence. And that will be incomplete.
Well, how about the coverage we just saw break out on 3rd down? Dime defense, blanketed the field with extra defensive backs and speed, unable to find an open hole to complete that pass.
And they're indeed going to go for it here on 4th down. So trailing here in the last quarter, let's see how this plays out. Here we go, gotta have it. Lawrence. And it's incomplete. They cannot convert, and they turn it over. The Jags come up empty on 4th down. And the Dolphins get the football in great field position. They go play action here on 1st down. That's going to be caught. Touchdown, Dolphins. Jalen Waddle with now 2 fourth-quarter touchdowns. And the Dolphins continue to pull the playoff surprise as they lead big here on the road. Sanders on for the extra point. And the lead opens up now to 22 points.
Dolphins 42, Jaguars 20. Jason Sanders to kick off.
Now after the touchdown, ready to kick it away is Sanders. Still shedding tackles. And a good effort on the return there. Gets him across the 30, up to the 33. Jaguars come to the line to start their next drive.
Let's go.
Well, this game, it has had no shortage of offense. They've been able to put up a decent amount of points on this side, Charles. They just have not been able to keep pace with the other offense they're going against here.
Yeah, that's a good way of pointing things out because now it's not a total loss because, as you said, they've scored some points, so there's some plays they can build on, moments where the game plan actually worked. But overall, though, they were just out-personnel. They were going up against a team that's playing at an elite level.
And he drops it incomplete, and their struggles continue here.
That incompletion is not a surprise with the way that this one has gone, and the frustration, the body language is evident everywhere. This team, they've really been put through the ringer in this one.
Looking to throw, Lawrence. He'll rifle this one deep right side. And that will be incomplete. Well, they weren't
weren't scared to let it fly, but it falls to the ground and brings up fourth down.
And they're at the point of the ball game now where they've got to take some chances. They've got to put the ball in the air and just see what happens. But this defense knows that all too well.
They'll try and run for it. Able to push his way through. And he's got a first down as he's up to the 48. No reason not to try it there, and they do indeed convert on fourth. Remember, that was fourth and a full 2 yards. There's a big difference between that and fourth and maybe 6 inches or a yard.
Yeah, you're exactly right, because when it's that 6 inches, you just fall forward and you pick it up, right? You just go quarterback sneak. By having to move bodies, that means you actually have to execute because they know what you're going to do. How are you going to make the right play call and get everyone into the right spot and win at the line of scrimmage? That's what they did there.
Hey, easy, route.
Now Lawrence. And that'll fall incomplete. He was hit just as he let that go. And now it's third down.
What we just saw there, that's really been a common theme all afternoon.
A lot of pressure. That forced the errant pass. He's been under duress this entire afternoon. He just had to unload that one. He's fortunate it was just incomplete and not intercepted.
Now play number 7 of the drive as they're looking at a 3rd and 10.
Now Lawrence. Well, that's the 3rd interception for Lawrence.
And now off to the races down the right side. And he will bring it back. It's a pick 6 and a Dolphins touchdown.
Well, this one was already ugly, and now it's just kind of becoming a feast on the defensive side of the football.
Yeah, partner, this is unit. Knows they've got this game in the bag with this huge lead, and it's going to drive their coaches crazy because they're telling them play it straight, do all the right things. But these guys are going to be freewheeling now. All of them are going to take chances, and that one pays off with an INT and a return for 6.
Extra point up and good by Sanders. And that'll push the lead up to 29 now. So they throw the pick 6. They'll get another shot at it now as this one's in the air.
And he's up across the 25 and down at the 28.
First and 10 at their own 28-yard line.
The Jacksonville offense set to begin their next drive.
And you can sort of sense their dejection. That last pick 6 put the icing on the cake, so to speak, in what has been a rough go for them.
They will be out of bounds just shy of the 40.
53 yards rushing for him now on what was his 10th carry of the ball game.
So now 1st and 10 as they've crossed into Miami territory at the 42-yard line.
60 Maverick. Go.
And here comes throw number 1 for the backup QB. Oh, the ball comes out on the hip, but they'll say it's incomplete.
We've seen this quite a few times in this game. Offensive line unable to keep leverage, unable to keep people away, facing a lot of pressure. Fortunate just to get rid of it.
One of the reasons they're down is that inability, though, to stop the pressure. We saw another example of it there. Into a double team, and it's intercepted.
Picked off by Reed Blankenship. And the Dolphins will have the football as this is taken up past the 30.
Well, just another reason to celebrate there on the defensive side with the interception, and this is a game that they clearly have firmly in their grasp.
Yeah, a lot of handshakes, a lot of hugs, a lot of smiles. It's been their day.
The Dolphins at the line ready for their next drive. Well, they don't really need the points here, Charles, given what we're looking at on the scoreboard, but they've scored on 3 consecutive possessions, 3 consecutive drives, and I'm sure that they would like to keep that streak going here and continuing to pour it on.
And things have gotten that way in the NFL, haven't they, partner? Because in the old days, people would have, they'd get off the gas a little bit, right? But now, people continue to accelerate. But we'll see what they decide to do as they come out for this one. But the way this game has gone, they're getting awfully happy with their execution overall.
And able to stay on his feet past the 30 to about the 33-yard line. That's
That's it. That's what you want. Straight ahead positive gain. Just keep that clock ticking.
This offense so far on third down, they've been excellent. 6 for 7. This is 3rd and 8. They'll let this go deep for Waddle. And unable to connect. Incomplete. I'll give them credit. They took their shot, but it's going to bring up 4th down. The Dolphins will send out the punter now, as he'll punt it away for the 2nd time. Fielded at about the 28. And he'll be out of bounds across the 30-yard line. Call that a punt of 38 yards officially. And the Jaguars go on offense, 1st down and 10. Jaguars come to the line to start their next drive.
Let's go now.
Saying their fans here are stunned would be an understatement. Things in this wild card round have not gone according to plan. They'll start on the ground here on 1st down. And he'll take this ahead for about 4. 2nd down coming up.
Well, on every play call, you realize it's not going to go for a touchdown. So a lot of your calls are setting things up for maybe later in the game, trying to establish the inside run with toughness now. Hopefully get to the perimeter later, and let's face it, you could do worse than a 4-yard run on 1st down.
That's caught inside the 20. And he'll be marked down deep on Miami's side of the field. It's a big play for the Jaguars. 47 yards. So the big play means just like that, they'll operate from the red zone now on 1st down. Now they'll throw here out of the gun. And a quick throw here, that's complete. And the Jags are going to have a 1st and goal as the tackle is made at about the 5. Hard to believe his first catch of the game defensively. They bottled him up. That's why they're well on their way to victory.
Put your best cover guy on him and then change the coverages behind him throughout the game. Brackets, double, zone, man, you name it. Make sure he gets a lot of angles.
At this point, down big, you'd have to imagine this defense are just going to sit back, blanket the field as best they can.
Yeah, this is actually the easy part of the game for them because, just as you noted, they can sit back, keep everything in front of them. But they blanketed the field the entire game using a variety of coverages.
And this throw a bit late as he couldn't reach back for it.
All right, Captain, was batting down the hatches tough defensively. Dodged 2 pass attempts to the end zone. Now what do you think they're going to try and dial up on 3rd and goal?
Well, knowing them and knowing what we just seen, I think they're throwing it again, don't you?
I think you have to. I think in this situation, you kind of run out of your running plays, fire another one into the end zone. Looked like both sides were anticipating a quick throw there, and the defense was ready to jump in and deny it, and they did.
Dragon 60. 70 Timberwolves. Go.
As expected, they're going for it to keep the drive alive. It's a foot race. And he'll take this across midfield and inside the 45. First down, here's the run to Montgomery. And they're going to stop it right at the line of scrimmage. Just no cutback lane to be found whatsoever. 2nd and 10. Looked like he was trying to bounce it outside, but no success.
Yeah, sometimes you got to just figure out where you're going to go, and sometimes you just have to take it to another spot. In trying to get it outside, the defensive pursuit was there and just ran him down.
Clock counting down toward 40 seconds as they take the knee.